from that point on, things just took a turn. I lost my father, and ultimately that was a tough time. A lot of difficult situations with my mother, as well as my sister and my brother. Everybody had their own ways of grieving. I had mine, which was my music, but I didn't record for a while. I stopped for a long time because that was a big blow after I lost my father, and a lot of struggles were happening, and I also was maintaining a relationship with my wife now. She was my girlfriend at that point, but it was tough, and God really helped me get through that situation, as well as my wife and all my friends and family. That was tough for me. It was a tough transition, and it led me to understanding that life is really, really a blessing, and you can't take it for granted. You have to understand that you have to cherish these moments while you're on the earth, and cherish everybody that you come in contact with, whether it's your family, friend, or whoever, stranger, whoever. You have to make yourself personable and make people know you as a really, really good person. And also just cherish these moments, because you don't know when you're going to leave. So throughout that whole situation, that's what the drop off from Glad to Be Slept On till now. I was like, but Dad didn't want me to be sad. He wanted me to keep pushing. He wanted me to keep rhyming, like doing what he told me. Son, you've got it. I performed for my dad once in my life, and that was the biggest moment of my life, other than my brother giving me approval. So ultimately, man, that was huge. And for him to say, man, you got to man up, I thought to myself, okay, wow, I got to. Man, no, I'm not gonna give up. I'm Troof. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really talk to myself. Like, I'm Troof, man. And from that point on, like, I literally started going crazy. I was like, man, well, I gotta find this beat. I gotta find this. I gotta find this. I gotta find this. And I started writing again. I started hearing like, oh, like, you know what I'm saying? I started getting that vibe. Like, man, I still got it. Like, I thought I lost it. I really did. I was like, I can't write music no more. I just don't got it no more. After that, I said, you have to get that inspiration that made you the artist that you were. And that's when I wrote Pop Said Man Up. And when Pop Said Man Up, when I wrote that, I got a confidence about myself, and it woke me back up. And once I had that epiphany, it was done. I started going to words again. I started going and kicked Pop Said Man Up. People went crazy in there. Kicked it at that church today. People went crazy in there. It's like, man, I still got it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, and to this day, I'm stoked now, because it's like, I'm back. Troof is back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm back. I'm not just sitting around anymore and mourning. It's a celebration. My dad is gone, but the inspiration's still there. So it's on. I'm back. I am working on my new project now, and it's about to drop soon, and I'm pretty excited about it. It's entitled The Donation, and it's dropping on July the 7th of 2015, and I'm pretty excited about it. And it was a transition from my father passing away to all kinds of struggles that me and my family were going through, but man, I made it out, and I survived through a lot of it, and ultimately I'm stoked about putting music out, because so many loyal people who have been really supportive. I'm just so thankful for them, and they've been waiting for me to come out with something, and I'm just excited to give it out now, man. I'm just beyond excited. So that's where The Donation comes into play.
Why is it called The Donation?
The reason it's called The Donation is because a lot of people, they tend to look at me in the context of, well, Ryan, he already has it all. Well, that's not true. That's not true at all. I'm working a 9-to-5 grinding, trying to make sure that me, my wife, and any future kids that we have inside of this union are good to go. I'm trying to make my family, as well as my mother and brother and sister and, you know, their family. I'm trying to make sure we all good. So I'm grinding right now. I don't have it all. So the reason I call this project the donation is because basically me working this 9 to 5, everything that I do, it goes towards making sure that my family is okay, bills, etc. That goes in the process of life in general. That's what it goes towards, any money that I get. So I try to squeeze, you know, pennies here and there to get my music going, to pay for music, something dealing with me. Because ultimately when you become a man, you realize, hey man, what's more important, taking care of your family or going on a dream that's not paying the bills right now? But ultimately, my 9 to 5 job doesn't allow me to take care of my family as well as do the music and do the dream that I always wanted to do. So the reason it's called the donation, because every penny that I get for this project when I start to sell it is going to go towards me furthering my music. Every penny is going to go towards it. Video shoots, to photography, to furthering studio time, because I have to pay for all of these things. Nothing in this industry is free, and ultimately I have to pay for all of it. So the reason I call this the donation is because literally that's what y'all are doing. Y'all are donating to me, saying that, yo Ryan, we appreciate positive music, we appreciate positive rap, we appreciate the fact that you have skills and you're a different kind of rapper. And that's the imagery I'm trying to bring out there, because I'm still a hungry artist. But the thing is, people have the perception, because I like to put on nice clothes and dress nicely, that you already have it all. No, I don't. Honestly, I'm grinding. I'm trying to make things happen out of nothing. I don't have everything. I want to have my family having everything. That's the perception of why I'm coming out with this project and why it's called the donation.
Could you tell me your top three? Like your top three of all time? Like hip hop acts, lyricists of all time.
Top 3 lyricists of all time, in my opinion, that's in this game right now.
Of all time. They don't have to be in the game right now.
Man. Of course I'm going to put Andre 3000 in that. I'm just going to put him in there because you just straight skillful. I would say, and I know a lot of people are gonna probably look at me crazy for this one, but Kanye West, hands down to me, like he just has like a demeanor, yo, like that is above the rest, like, you know what I'm saying. And honestly, I'm still a huge fan of his, but I guess that's weird because he's still in the game and he's still doing his thing, and I'm putting him in the top, but he's there. And my last one, I have to say, Eminem. Like, hands down, man. I haven't heard anybody that's spitting on the level capability of that kid. Like, I haven't. You know, and it strives me to be a better artist, because these artists, I know, even though they're not buzzing, some of them, like they used to buzz when, you know, we were first listening to them, they still are the greats. It's a lot of artists who out right now that's booming and got their flow right. And I'm not saying that they won't come eventually in the game to being that, but these are artists that I feel like they left a legacy, even though some of them are still relevant to this point. They left a legacy where it's gonna go it's gonna go the distance. People gonna remember that lyricism. So me, I'm trying to give that image. I'm trying to give that vibe. I'm trying to leave a legacy. A lot of cats are on, like, right now. Like, I'm a starving artist. Like, my job right now is to get my people out of the hood and into better lifestyles. I've struggled long enough. What I'm trying to do right now is grind for my family as well as my wife. I'm trying to do bigger things than I've ever done. I've struggled enough, like, throughout my childhood. I don't want to see those days no more. So I'm passionate about my music. I'm hungry about it, and I want to get my name out there so it can be on the level of these guys, where people will want to mention me and say, yo, Troof in my top 3. I want that day to come, you know what I'm saying? And people don't even have to second guess about it. So that's my top 3.
What do you think makes a person legendary? Like, what characteristics or what in their career makes them legendary? What do you hope to do to aspire to be like those three?
Well, I would say to be a legendary figure, you have to first leave an impact on people. Like, what's your impact on people? And I'm not just talking about the young people. I'm talking about even the old heads who are used to the old school music. You know, you have to draw them in as well as the young crowd that you are trying to cater to. Ultimately, like, I feel like a legendary status is not just being great in your field. Each one of those artists are great in one field, true enough, but they're great in all kinds of fields, like from fashion to having their own businesses, working up and getting labels and putting other artists on who are starving, trying to get on. They're helping other people who are, you know, starving, wanting to get that opportunity to be a heard artist, like a known artist, trying to get their music out there, and they're helping them out. They're putting on other people. My thing is, you can't just have one facet. You have to have all facets of the game. I'm talking about marketability. You have to really, really, like, just have everything all together. Business savvy. Like, you have to have that oomph about yourself. And most importantly to me is the positivity factor. Now, true enough, a lot of those people have done a lot of things to make you think to yourself, what in the world are they doing? But ultimately, in ways you can look at all of their careers and you can think about the struggles that they went to and the reason why they were so hungry to get to the point that they are now, where they can be called legendary by up-and-coming MCs like myself. You have to have that starving mentality and leave a positive impact to let another kid know who's going through the same situation that you might be going through. Let them know, hey man, you can make it out of this. I was in the hood. I was around drugs. I was around guns. I was around all of this. But I didn't let it convey me or bring me towards like what was going on in my surroundings. You don't have to be your surroundings. That's what makes you legendary to me. When you don't let the outcome of what's going on around you affect what your goal is. If you want to reach the top, and you want to make sure that your name rings in everybody, you have to touch everybody. But the way that you do that is your positivity and your outlook on the music and your outreach to everybody that you come in contact with. Like, everybody that you come in contact with, I feel like that's a legendary status to the point where if I talk to you and and we only talk for a few seconds or so, you have the vibe that, man, that's a really, really cool dude. And if everybody in the world thinks, hey man, you're such a cool dude, to me that'll be real cool. That'll be something that everybody, like, I would appreciate, like leaving a lasting impact. That Ryan was like a really, really cool dude. Like, he tried his best to tell his story and make kids everywhere who went through the same situations, or tell the situations that people might be going through at that moment, and, you know, bring them into reality and tell the story about how, hey man, I made it out and I went through a lot. I done lost a lot of people in my life, and ultimately I prevailed. God and helped me through a lot, and I have friends, I have family, I have people that support my music.
First question I want to ask you is, before we get into,
my music,
you know, the donation
my music
projects,
is my
blah, blah,
muse. That's what
what is the name? Like, you were the kid.
Sad. That's what I do when I'm feeling happy. All emotions go through my music. So everybody that's helpful, man, like, honestly, I couldn't do it without their support. To me, that's legendary. That's legendary. You have to leave a positive impact on the world. And if you leave that positivity, I think ultimately, regardless of whatever you do or whatever you in, you'll be known as a legend.
Where the name, like, you were the kid Truth,
Okay.
and now it's Truth. Talk about where the name came from and the transition to drop the kid.
Okay. Well, first off, a lot of people might not know this, but I started off with the name R. Jermaine the Truth, and that was my first initial, the letter R, Jermaine, which is my middle name, and the Truth just always sounded like an impactful, like the truth. It just always was. But I spelled it Truth. And growing up, I saw a lot of artists who use that word a lot, or a lot of people that would name that, like spelled Truth. So I ended up transitioning it into changing it to Troof, as in Troof. And the reason I did that is because I wanted to make it different. I literally made this myself. The reason I spell it Troof is because I spell it like proof. Because I'm going to prove why I call myself the truth. That was the whole reasoning behind the truth. The kid came because at the time I was just a kid. I was a young man, so I was a child. So I was a kid coming up. So, and the kid was a popular thing. People always want to say Kid Cudi, kid this, kid. So I was just like, hey, it sounds good, the Kid Truth. So that's what I did. That's where I got that from. So I ended up taking it off because I'm a grown man now. I'm a man. I've matured, and I've gotten married as of recently, and a lot of things are just transitioning in my life to manhood. So ultimately, I had to drop the kid because I'm no longer a kid. I'm a man now. That's where I get it
from. We had a conversation about you deciding, well, you were asking your fans what they would think about you becoming a Christian, quote unquote, Christian rapper.
Okay.
Tell me why you decided to put that out to the public and what the result of it was.
Well, the reason that I put that on Facebook, I actually put it up just to see what the response would be, because I got rebaptized. I recommitted my life to Christ. I went through a lot of different things, but ultimately, that was one of my proudest moments, getting rebaptized and giving my life to Christ, and letting them know that, letting God know that I'm appreciative of being here on this earth when so many other people have passed away. But I put it out there to see what my fans would think, just to see, will people still want to rock with you if you call yourself a Christian artist? And I think that was what it was. And the funny thing is that so many people were with it. I had no idea that so many people would be with that. They were so excited. It was like a new avenue, and people were so stoked about it. What are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? When are you dropping something? And it made me think. And friend of mine, Christy Woodard, she told me something that was really profound. She said that in your music, you're already technically a Christian rapper. You're not vulgar, and you know how to tell stories. And that stuck with me. That really did. I never told her that until now, but that stuck with me. So now I have the mindset that I don't need to be labeled a Christian rapper. I am a Christian, and I'm proud to say that. But I just want to be a positive rapper. And that's my goal. So that's the reaction I got, and I'm pretty happy about the route I've chosen, and I'm thankful that God blessed me with friends and fans that accept me for who I am now.
Look, I got the big head, learning how to get bread focused, cause my purpose is to be known as a legend.
I like to be fresh. That was one of my things as a kid. I like to have new shoes. I like to do certain things. I ended up getting a job when I was 14 years old, and basically buying whatever I possibly could buy, because we couldn't afford, my mom couldn't afford a lot of things, but she made sure we had food on the table, which, that put that fire in me to want to do better and get her out of the neighborhood that we were in.
So understand, if you've been through a struggle, faith works, man. Find your hustle. Wise words.
Now, everything ain't perfect, but I'm blessed where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? And it's steady evolving.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Because he is.
Right. There it is. There it is. And, now, like I said, with having that type of state of mind, I'm a better artist now.
Yeah.
Anything I drop now is kind of like, I do it, you know, without any effort, because it's just fun to me now.
Yeah.
And God got me in this moment that I'm like, I'm thinking positive. Everything I do now is more positive. Yeah. And even the negative points in my life is like, I got this negative situation. I'll spit it to a person and let them understand that this was a negative situation, but I got out of it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
and
right.
Moments, you know me, man, I like telling stories. I like telling people about how I met a female, or maybe like what I went through at this point. You know what I'm saying? So.
In about 5 years, they gon' hear my voice. Radio, air shows, this is from my heart. I can't finish if the kid don't start.
Boy, you soft and bubblish, talking like a tough cat, but you ain't nothing but a kid. Troof dudes thinking that they better than Troof. Well, I ain't gotta be better because I'm better than you. Sitting back, count stacks, it's a veterans do. Putting on for the good fella crew. Coming true, huh? I know my flow is ill. You know, I spit the real. Allendale, what I rep, yo. I'm feeling myself. Port City, where you at, yo? Port City, where you at?